All right, so today we're going to dive into something a little wild. We're talking about domestic DevOps. This chaotic but somehow super satisfying world of running professional-grade software right from your own home. It's a whole thing. Let's get into it.
I mean, it's a totally fair question, isn't it? Why on earth would you build a data center in your closet? We're talking about Kubernetes here. You know, this super complex system that runs massive tech companies. But instead of a proper data center, it's running on a stack of old PCs, literally next to your winter coats. The why behind it, though? Oh, it's way more interesting than you'd think.
Yeah, because here's how it goes. It starts out as this simple little weekend project, and then it just spirals. One minute you're just curious, and the next, it's 2 a.m., you're troubleshooting network configs, and you are just buried in YAML files. Believe me, this isn't just a hobby for a lot of people. It becomes a full-blown obsession.
And that's honestly the best way to describe that obsession. It's a rabbit hole. It's one of those journeys that looks so simple from the outside, but the deeper you go, the more complex, and weirdly, the more rewarding it gets.
And this right here, this is the thought that starts it all. Maybe I'll try Kubernetes in my home lab. It sounds so innocent, right? So simple. But that one little idea, that's the first step into a much, much larger world.
So what's it really like once you're in? Well, you could probably boil down the whole experience to these 3 things. 1, it's messy, like really messy. Stuff is breaking all the time. 2, it is complete and total overkill for almost anything you'd actually need at home. And yet, 3, it's just kind of awesome. Despite everything, it's awesome.
Which really gets to the core philosophy of the whole Homelab community. It's not about building some perfect, super stable system. Nope, it's all about the process.
And this is probably the single most common piece of advice you'll hear. Seriously, forget about high availability, forget about perfection. The real point is to build something, watch it break, and then learn from it. In the Homelab world, things breaking isn't a bug, it's a feature.
Okay, so if you're just starting out, you're going to hear this term K3S thrown around all the time. So what is it? Basically, it's a lightweight, stripped-down version of Kubernetes. It's perfect for home labs because it's designed for environments that don't have a ton of resources, like your closet. And really, you should think of it as Kubernetes boot camp. Getting started with something like K3S isn't just about setting up a server. It's this intense, hands-on trial by fire. The crazier it is at the start, the better you're going to understand how it all works.
All right, so you've got your basic cluster running. Now what? Well, this is where the rabbit hole gets really deep. The next level is figuring out the massive, massive ecosystem of tools you can plug into this thing.
And almost immediately, you run into this huge fork in the road. These 2 big philosophies. On one hand, you've got the keep it simple folks. They just want something that works with low maintenance. But then you've got the go big or go home crowd. These are the people trying to build a full-on replica of a production environment right in their basement.
And if you decide to go down that second path, whoo boy, you are immediately hit with a wall of jargon. You've got ArgoCD, Metal LB, Rookceph, Trafic, Cert Manager. I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's a lot. You're basically building a mini enterprise stack from scratch.
But right when your head starts spinning from all that complexity, you hear from the other side. And this quote is the perfect reality check. See? For every person trying to build a mini Google in their garage, there's someone else who's totally happy with a simple tool that just works. There is no one right way to do this stuff.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about software, but what about the hardware? Let's get into the joy of it. Because honestly, the creativity here isn't just in the code. It's in the actual machines people are using.
Yeah, you're not going to find racks of brand new servers here. Nope. We are talking clever, budget-friendly, scrappy solutions. You'll see things like these little i5 mini PCs that sip like 5 watts of power, or a bunch of cheap Raspberry Pis cobbled together for testing. Even old office PCs that were getting thrown out, now they're worker nodes. It's all about being resourceful.
And that's the whole point, right? It's not about raw power. It's not about throwing money at the problem. A home lab is all about hacking together something clever with whatever you can get your hands on. It's ingenuity over budget every single time.
Okay, so this brings us right back to where we started. Why? With all the chaos, all the complexity, all the weird hardware, why bother? What is the actual payoff here?
The real payoff? It's skills. I'm talking real-world, tangible, valuable skills. Number 1. You don't just read about infrastructure, you learn it by building it from the ground up. 2.
You master automation because you have to. And 3, you become a world-class troubleshooter because you're constantly breaking things and then having to fix them.
And this is really the big takeaway. A home lab is a hands-on way to explore these huge, enterprise-level concepts, but without the corporate budget. It basically democratizes this knowledge, giving anyone with a little bit of curiosity access to the tools that literally run the modern internet.
So in the end, it all comes full circle. It's about embracing the one thing that seems like the biggest problem at first, the chaos.
And this quote, this just nails the spirit of the whole thing. It's not about being practical. It's not about needing it. It's just pure curiosity. It's the joy of wrestling with something complicated just because it's interesting. And this might be the most powerful lesson of all. All that struggle, the misconfigurations, the 2 a.m. debugging sessions. That's not failure. That is the point. That's the whole learning process. Mistakes are where you find the real knowledge. So that leaves us with this final thought. In a world that's always chasing perfection and 5-step tutorials, is it possible that the best way to truly learn is to just embrace the chaos?